everybody, this is me, Amin.
And it's Alex.
And welcome to another episode of Let's Talk About. And in this episode, we're going to talk about the LRT Kelana Jaya Line major disruption. So today is the Friday, 11th of November. What happened today is there was a press conference held by our beloved Transport Minister, Datuk Dr. Wee Ka Siong. He has provided us with some updates on what's going on with regards to the LRT Kelana Jaya Line. So the thing that we're going to discuss about today is what happened, and this is not the first time that there has been disruptions on the LRT Kelana Jaya Line, but this has been by far the most major. We are looking at 7 days without public transportation for a lot of people, for millions of people traveling to and from work, to and from school in the Klang Valley. It's affecting 16 major stations along the LRT Kelana Jaya Line, and we just want to get down into the story, find out what's going on, what caused the problem, why is it taking so long for the people running the service, RapidKL, to fix the problem. Why hasn't anybody resigned? I mean, if we talk about service disruptions, you talk about Japan, you talk about maybe the UK or London or New York. If there's major disruptions, there will be somebody that is responsible for it, and somebody has to, take the tumble because they didn't do their job properly. And yeah, just really what's going on. The line was first launched, I think it was in conjunction with the Commonwealth Games in 1998. So this is about 25 years old.
Yep.
Considering LRT lines or subway lines, because this LRT is above ground, below ground, it's not very old actually. So I don't think age is an issue. Because, like I mentioned, right, so we have, let's take example, the New York subway lines, the London Underground. They've been around for hundreds of years. You talk about the Japanese rail lines. Oh my God, it's probably one of the most complicated rail lines in the world. And they still manage to run it on time, on the dot, all the time. And if they miss, if they are late by 1 minute or whatever, they will profusely apologize about the delay. It seems like in Malaysia, the train is not working for 7 days, and the minister is like, "Oh, what was the first response? We don't know what happened. We're gonna call some experts in."
No, that's not the minister. That's the RapidKL people.
Okay,
the minister was silent for the whole day until evening time. But until he released a few statements through some certain channels.
Okay. Maybe I'm getting a bit over myself. Maybe Alex, you can take us through the chronology of what happened.
I think the whole thing started on the 8th actually. Before the 8th on a Tuesday. So I think during evening time, some people reported that they are stuck at the train, at the station. So there were some issues already that happened. So I guess they restarted the system, it is working fine. And then when they do a couple of tests later in the early mornings of the next day, they found out that, okay, this is really big. It's really huge. So what they did was they announced that, okay, on Wednesday, 9th of November, they said, okay, the 16 stations will be closed on the Kelana Jaya Line for 7 days until the 15th of November. So this is the biggest disruption ever for rail service, especially in Klang Valley. 7 days, because last time, okay, couple hours, that's normal. But this is one whole week. Imagine people who rely on trains daily. Daily. And then you 1 day it's fine, but 7 days, that's one whole week gone.
Yes.
It affects productivity, all that stuff. And when they had a press conference, TLDS basically is like, we don't know what's wrong. It just said, we tried, sometimes cannot, we need experts to come and look into this. So that was bad. And what happened was that everyone was saying, hey, where's the transport minister? Because of all people, he's supposed to be the first to respond, to give an update, because that's his portfolio, right? So I think there's a lot of people on social media, Netizen slam, okay, we need to launch an operation to find the transport minister. And then, of course, opposition jumps in as well. Oh, where's the transport minister? If we take over government, we're going to fix this, blah, 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 blah. He remained silent until the evening when I think Bernama issued a
So it quickly
statement.
Became a political issue.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like everything in Malaysia.
Yes. It's actually so timely because election, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, if we go into power, we'll fix this once and for all. Right.
Yes. So Bernama issued a statement.
Like a social, I saw a few lines like said, oh, I really instructed Prasarana to keep me updated every 3 hours, so I need updates, blah, blah, blah. We're going to look to this. We're going to give updates later on.
And then when was the thing announced to say that, okay, it will be out for 7 days?
On Wednesday 9. So what happened was that on Tuesday evening when the thing happened, right? I think they posted later that night. I think almost midnight, saying that okay, we're going to provide an update whether we're going to resume full service at 5 o'clock in the morning. So 5 o'clock morning, I think 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning the next day, right? Then okay, it's going to be down
for 7 days.
Yes,
and there was no contingency. I mean, okay lah. So
there were contingency plans, but it was very rushed because they only deployed a few buses, and of course, I think initially was like 40 bus. But how can you replace 16 stations?
Yeah, physically you cannot replace a train with buses. You cannot.
Capacity is one.
Yes.
Frequency. And then another one is the jam. It's not as smooth. If the buses run on the tracks, sure.
Yeah.
But this is running on normal public roads, which is super jam, and that's the reason why people take public transport because roads are very congested. And I think up to now, they think they've really deployed more than 100 buses. Of course, with the contribution of several other agencies, including Selangor State Government, they also deployed buses to help to mitigate this disaster. So they also deployed that. But of course, it's no replacement for LRT, but I guess it alleviates slightly a bit.
Now, the Kelana Jaya LRT line has not had a stellar track record, if I can say. Even in this year alone, there were probably like 5-6 service disruptions, and there was like a major crash last year.
Yes, exactly.
I don't know. I mean, if the people are running this, right, isn't this like a... It seems to me like it's a ticking time bomb. You've already had 5 to 6 major disruptions this year alone. That's almost one disruption a month. And if you're running a public service, a public transportation service at this scale, the KJ line is, I don't have the numbers, but I think it is the most used public transportation system in the country. I don't know about you guys, right? So every time you think about going to downtown KL, right, and you're from PJ, right, the first thing you think about, right, okay, if you don't want to drive, the first alternative you think about, I'll take the LRT. I'll take the LRT down straight to KLCC. I can go from KJ to KLCC in one train.
Yes.
Now I can't.
Yep. It's basically the backbone of KL.
Yeah. So okay. So long story short, this is atrocious to have a track record where you have almost one outage a month, one major outage a month. You have major crashes happening. The last one was last year, and it injured like 200 people. I think the people who were injured got compensated. They all got like 1,000 ringgit each or something. But the line itself has had problems all the way from the beginning. So is it a matter of poor design, poor maintenance, or a combination of a lot of things? And like you say, Alexa, is this a money problem? I don't think so.
I would say it's a management problem. Okay, because number one, right, rail systems are everywhere around the world. You know, you have countries that has running rail systems for hundreds of years, like New York and London, all that. And the thing is, they're still running quite reliably because, you know, there's years experience and maintenance. And I think it's more like a Malaysian mindset. Like, okay, let's not talk about the trains, okay? Let's talk about the fundamental infrastructure at the station, like escalators. There's a lot of stations with broken escalators. Why is that not fixed? Initially, they say, oh, because you order parts from China, whatever, and then because of pandemic. Hello, this COVID pandemic affects everyone around the world, not just Malaysia. So you can't blame this shortfall for that. The way I see it, right, it's I think Malaysia's maintenance mentality. We are good at building stuff, but we're not good at maintaining. It's like as if, like, for example, we have a juicy joke, right? So let's say, imagine there's a street, right? Like a walking path, there's like 10 light bulbs. If there's one light bulb that's broken in Singapore, they're going to replace that light bulb immediately, as soon as possible. But Malaysia, one only, let's wait until everything's blown up, then we replace one go.
One can still see, what's the problem?
Yeah.
There's still enough. There's 9 light bulbs. What's the issue?
Yeah, and like for example, the station's escalator, right? A lot of them are broken. It's like, how could this happen? Even the MRT line 2, which just opened in, I think, July. Some of the stations don't have working escalators. Like, what's up with that? It's like some of them were not operational for more than a year. Like, what's going on? Is that like no priority, no budget, or just don't care?
I think it's don't care. I don't think we don't have the budget. I think the budget is used for other things. I'm not sure. I mean, I remember the crash, right? So RapidKL had an infamous chairman.
Oh yes.
During the crash.
Don't provoke.
Yes, don't provoke. But it seems like they didn't learn anything. It seems like you say, right? So if you want to summarize it, it's like, okay, one light bulb is broken, we just leave it lah. So I think that's the best analogy. It's like, okay, these disruptions only affect like 1 day or a few hours. It's okay, the train is still running.
Yep.
Whatever major issues or major update that's required, because this system is 25 years old from 1998. Some trains they've introduced new trains. Some trains have been refurbished. So physically the trains all have been like kind of updated.
Yeah.
The brain of the system, because it's a fully automated train system, right? It doesn't require a driver. It's driverless.
Yeah, at the time when it's launched, I think it was one of the best system in the world.
Yeah, one of the most advanced systems in the world, right? Like you said, I think that's the perfect thing, right? We are good at building the most advanced everything, and then after that is okay, it's the most advanced at the time that it was built, but people just don't want to maintain it to ensure that it continues to be the best and the most advanced in the region, whatever.
Yep.
Okay, back to my point, right? It was built in 1998. And then it's been maintained. They've changed the trains and stuff like that, but they've not changed the system, the brains of the operation. And after the people in power or people who are managing this, first response was, oh, we don't know. I guess from a PR perspective, I think they were trying to be transparent and
try to be safe. Yeah, they need to give response, but have nothing else to update.
Yeah, so the first good thing about the first rule about crisis communication is to respond quickly.
Yep.
To respond honestly and to respond in a transparent manner. Provide information that you have, but you need to keep people calm. So I think they were too honest to say that, oh, we have a problem, but we don't know what it is.
They're still getting experts coming to figure it out.
I think you can upscale it to say, okay, we have a problem. It's severe at a scale that we've not seen before, and we need outside help. I think if you frame it that way, then go like, okay lah, these guys have been trying really hard to fix it, but they need help. Then people will kind of like empathize what's going on. Like you say, the way they arrange it is like, oh, first of all, we don't know what it is, and then it's like, oh, we don't know what it is, we're gonna get help, and we will let you know when. I mean, if you look at it, the way that they work is like, okay, they're trying to revive it all the way to the last minute. If you look at the chronological order, right? So the announcement to say that the train will not be running also came late. It came like, I think like just before people went to bed or something like that.
No. Before we went to bed, they said we provide update next morning. Yeah. So because what happens that they do tests at night, because the issue they do tests at night, and then I think they realize, okay, after from this test, right? Yep. They find that it's not safe to continue like this.
So from that, what I can interpret is the team was working really hard to get it up and running in time for people to go to work, but they didn't buffer for this margin of error. So one of the other things that you have to do in crisis communication is, if you don't know whether something can be up or running, right, and you know that it's going to affect millions of people, right, you give that buffer. So I would not say that, okay, we will update you in the morning whether this can go or not. I will say that, okay, this is going to be down. We will have feeder bus ready for you guys tomorrow. And if they do get it up and running tomorrow or the day after that, then it's like, oh, we got it up and running. People were like, oh, people wouldn't be expecting it to be up and running. They'll go like, oh, right, good job. You guys fixed it like super early. So I think that was an issue. So if you go into all these things, right, and then after that, today we have Wee Chong coming in to share some updates. So you watched the press conference. What did he talk about?
So I guess okay. Firstly, I think he provide updates because in the past few days, they have experts coming from all across some from overseas to check out the system, to monitor and all that. Because like you said, we need outside help. So they've conducted a lot of tests lately because these experts come with their diagnostic tools and all that. So he first explained what's the cause of the issue. So the main issue is because of this vehicle control center. So basically, it's like a monitoring tool. So they say that, long story short, is that on RapidKL screen, because it is an automated train system, they couldn't see the trains when they pass through this specific section. It's just dark, and that's a safety issue because you need to know where the trains are all the time. So apparently, they can't get any. They don't know the position of the trains. So that's the big problem. Based on their findings, they suspect that there's a few things that need to be replaced, so replace more of them, and a component that's related to the power supply. So after they replace all that, they conduct a test last night from 11 p.m. until this morning around 5 a.m. And they found that, okay, looks like this has been solved. So far he said that the tests have been going positive, and they're going to run more tests. So the next few days, today and tomorrow, they're going to run the test on the full line. So basically, the trains will just go end to end, but the passengers will still need to disembark outside of these 16 affected stations.
Okay.
So it means like the trains coming, going towards KL from, let's say, Putra Heights, before Kelana Jaya, you need to get off. From there, they will the trains will just continue moving without passengers.
It's like ghost trains lah.
Ghost trains.
They'll just run empty.
Yeah, and after Ampang Park, then I think start picking up passengers. So just to see anything, if there's any issues whatsoever, just to make sure that everything's running fine. So after running these 2 tests, they said today and tomorrow, they're going to get certification. The APAT, basically the regulatory that's looking at land transport, they're going to certify that it's safe, but also based on the evaluation from this expert team to say that, okay, this is safe and reliably okay for public service. So we don't know when it's going to be open yet, but based on the press conference, it looks like it might be reopened before the 7 days up. He didn't provide any specific dates, but he said basically after these 2 tests so means after tomorrow they should roughly know that okay, it's good to go or not. And also depends how fast APAT can get certification. So I think optimistically maybe Sunday or Monday, by the time you see this video, I think it should be up and running, hopefully. The announcement will be made much earlier, based on what we discussed earlier. So he said that to make sure the publics are aware and well prepared, if the decisions to resume the service tomorrow, they're going to announce it at 6 p.m.
The day before.
6 p.m. That's the cut-off point. You need to be informed 6 p.m.
So I don't know. We were not there at the press conference, but the thing is,
Facebook Live. Yeah.
I don't know whether the way the minister answered certain questions, I wasn't happy with. I'm not sure whether anybody asked what's the cause of the problem. It seems like we're trying to fix what's broken, but there was no mention of like, okay, this is what caused the problem. And if you don't know what caused the problem, no matter how many testing you did, you're not preventing it from happening again. And that's my concern.
He said it was the vehicle control center system.
Yes, the vehicle control center system was broken. But what caused the vehicle center system to crash so catastrophically that it caused an outage for, expected 7 days? That wasn't mentioned. And for me that's a major red flag for me. Yeah, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I mean, I guess because during the press conference, it's mostly led by the minister. We didn't hear much from the actual people that's running the rail service.
Yeah,
so
because
that's the issue. He's simplifying things here.
Yeah, but the thing is, you know why? Because when the solution comes, then the minister will appear. It's like, okay, move aside. I'm here. You guys do the work, right? It's okay. Let me talk. I'm good at talking. Let me talk. Okay, so he's go out and talking now. And then I was hearing, and then there was a question about compensation, and then he got upset about that question and then I wasn't happy about the answer that he provided with regards to the compensation, because he said, the compensation is going to be provided via your passes.
Extension, yeah.
Yes. Which is, to me, sorry to say, is BS lah. Because it doesn't take into account, it doesn't take into account the hardship that a lot of these people that are taking public transport had to go through to go to work.
Yep, they need to spend more for like Grab and all that stuff.
It's not about the passes. So we have a few people in the office that go to work on public transport. One of our team members, she had to take Grab to an MRT station and then come to the office.
Yep.
So can you use your pass in Grab? You cannot. So are you going to compensate? You're not. At the end of the day, right, once the train is up and running and everything, right, at the end of the day, the issue is whether it's a mechanical or electronic problem, right? The ultimate cause of what has happened today with LRT is just poor administration and mismanagement of the operations, number one, and the lackluster actions done by the people who are supposed to monitor these services. Number one is the Transport Ministry. Under that is we have APAT, right?
Yep.
The Agency Pengangkutan Awam Darat. That's supposed to look at all these things. That's supposed to look at buses, trucks, and trains that affects public. They didn't make an announcement.
I guess, okay.
And then the other one is also our multi-talented minister in the Finance Ministry. So he's busy campaigning, singing, cooking, running, whatever, I don't know what, but didn't come out. But then on the flip side, a lot of people will say, but what does the finance minister, what does the finance minister have to say about this, right? We have transport minister. Transport minister should say, well, RapidKL is under the purview of the finance ministry.
Prasarana.
And it does I mean, if you want to show solidarity and empathy to the people, right? You're the caretaker government, right? Again, I want to remind people, we're not political, but we're just trying to find the root cause here and how you can communicate better, how you can prevent it, and how you can like not make it happen, right? So to show solidarity, right, everybody can come out and say, okay, this is something serious. I will do whatever that is in my power as the finance ministry to tell Prasarana to make sure that they ensure that this doesn't happen. Then the finance minister can say, yes, this is serious. I echo what the finance ministry say. I will monitor RapidKL's performance, and we will take like maybe like a 5-step measurement across like 5 years to say that, okay, this will be like the 5 steps we will take to prevent this from happening again, at least in the next 5 years. Nothing is done. It's all like knee-jerk.
Well, actually, Wee Ka Siong, he announced a few steps to improve that during the crash last year. There's a few steps, and then there's a bunch of things like revising SOP, make sure there's redundancy for maintenance, all that stuff, and also steps to improve the LRT line. And I think one of it was to order new trains, which I think the last update, it was announced that we'll order about 20 over trains. And then the first batch will only be arriving next year, 2023. So the steps been done, but again, it's like we have to wait until things become so bad, then we start doing things. Yeah. And by the time we need to hold on first until the new trains arrive and all that. It's like we said, like we need to wait all the lights are blown up before we start ordering the lights.
It's like if you, I mean, okay, I don't know if you guys been in a bad crash, right? Or if you've seen a bad crash, right? And then that guy is like bleeding. Then it's okay, still alive.
Yeah.
Tak apa, it's okay. The ambulance number, never mind. The fella is still alive.
Yeah.
There's no respect in terms of like, okay, we gotta make sure that we follow the SOP. We gotta make sure that we're in like the golden hour and whatever. I mean, I think this is a sickness. I don't want to complain about the country so much because I've been to a lot of places. I think I mentioned this in one or two of the podcasts before, right? I've been to so many places and I still feel that Malaysia is a great country. I think we have good people, we have talented people, we have smart people, we have a lot of resources, we have great everything.
Yeah, and then I think one thing that's lacking here is accountability. Like, for example, in Singapore, right, if the train breaks down for a couple hours or extended period of time, SMRT gets a huge fine by the regulator. But we don't see it here. Like, okay, for example, if something happens, like, okay, rosat lah, okay, big things back to normal, okay, case closed. Yeah. Everything's back to normal. Yeah. Like, for example, even like data leaks, right? Like, leaks that's linked to allegedly linked to the government agencies. They say, it's not from us. Case closed. Yep. Like, there's no accountability. Like, what's the cause of the issue? How do we stop this from preventing again? Nothing. They don't feel it. It's like, okay, problems happen, problem solved, move on.
Yeah, and it's the people that use the service every day that need to use it the most, that need the most help, that's paying for this problem, that's paying to indirectly paying to fix these problems.
Yep. And then what piss off is that, like, for example, maintenance and all that, right? Like fixing the escalators and all that stuff. The best time to do that is during COVID, during MCO, lockdown. Yeah. Less people are using it. That's the best time to do whatever test, maintenance, repair, whatsoever, fix the escalator with less interruption to public life. That was the best time, but we wasted that opportunity.
No, because you know what? It's that mindset, that light bulb mindset lah. It's like, nobody, tak apa lah, tak ada siapa pakai. Relax lah, nanti orang nak, bila diorang dah announce, bila nak buka, time tu lah kita start buat maintenance, whatever shit. So, okay, let's wrap this up. At the end of the day, the cause was the brains of the operation, the things that's running the trains automatically had problems. It was an issue with the modem and a power supply unit. It sounds so simple, but I don't know why they have to like bring experts and stuff for that. We talked about, off the show, we talked about like why have feeder buses and why close the train station 100%. If the trains cannot see, if the system cannot see the trains and they don't know where the trains are, why can't you run the trains manually? I think you mentioned also that, probably it's because the trains are not designed to be run by drivers.
Yeah, because it's automated. But of course, there's a console in front. They can drive it manually. So
it's like a jump seat or something like that.
There's not even a chair. It's basically like a panel on top, like manual override, like a console there you drive. So it's not designed to be like manually drive all the time. And actually, that's partly the reason why the crash happened last year, because whoever's maintaining the trains, he was driving the wrong direction. So automatic, manual, bang. Yeah, so so that's the reason why. So yeah, we have one of the most advanced train system, but because of, I would say,
not so advanced people running it.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so it's the 11th of November. We don't know when the trains will be running, but our finance minister, our transport minister seems to be very confident for him to put himself out there.
Yeah, he said that tests has been going well. So couple more tests and certification, then we should be open fully to the public.
Yeah, I
soon.
think to me, like if he's not confident, then he'll put the CEO of RapidKL in front.
Yeah, you answer lah, you jawab lah.
I don't know. You fix the problem lah.
Yeah.
Then we say, okay, boss, it's ready to go. Okay, move aside.
Yeah.
I come from.
Good news.
I have good news, everybody. My hard work and determination to fix this problem has paid off, and the problem has been fixed. Thank you very much. Thank me. Vote for me.
But one thing he said right though, he keeps saying that, the reason they say, he keeps saying that, this is a hard decision to make. It's an unpopular decision, but we will not compromise on safety.
What is the hard decision to make? To stop the train
To stop from
No,
yeah.
I think that's BS. I think that's just PR speak. I think
Yeah, I mean, yes, like he said that,
there
right?
is
How to
there
argue?
is no decision to make.
How to argue?
What do you mean it is a hard decision? You cannot run the trains. The trains can't see each other. It's a disaster going to happen.
Yep. So
And it's between that and not running the train at all.
Yep.
How hard is that decision? It's not. It's BS. The fella is just drama lah. Seriously.
like only he can make the decision, right?
The decision has already been
It's
made.
It's obvious. Yeah, we can't run.
Yeah. Oh my god. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, we'll continue. We have a series of like really informative articles on searchingshare.com. We didn't just cover about the disruption. We also listed down. It's written by Jonathan. We've also listed down a chronology of all the major disruptions that has been happening on the LRT Kelana Jaya Line, and also how did the people running the service got it so wrong. So if you want to read all about all of that, you can go to searchingshare.com. And there's also many other news there. All right, I think that's pretty much it. If there are any updates with regards to whether the line is going to be up and running, we'll let you know. You can also read about it on searchingshare.com.
Hopefully, by the time this video is out, it should be running.
Yeah, but I think it's still an interesting topic to cover. And to put it in on the record so that I know people who are in power that listens to this podcast. Hopefully this will open their eyes and hey, we're watching you, we're keeping record of what's going on, we're keeping track of how many outages and disruptions, so you cannot just make this disappear. I think it's about off tangent a bit. I think it's about increasing the maturity of our reporting beyond the 24-hour news cycle. Because the problem is if you report and you follow the 24-hour news cycle, right? Things like this become forgotten because the next big news will just bury it.
Yes.
It's not about that anymore. It's about we need to put people who are accountable for this up front. They need to respond and they need to be responsible with what happened. I think calling for a resignation is not difficult lah. These people are already so rich anyway. They're probably on another board or another whatever, right? You resign here, you rehat kerja dekat rumah, and then 1 or 2 years down the line or 6 months down the line, you get another job, another board lah somewhere. But at least appease people that way lah,
Yeah, someone asked that during the press conference, and then because said that, oh, my job here is to solve problem, not to create problem.
But what if you are the problem? What if you are the problem?
I mean, for me, right, the least you can do is, okay, there's something we can discuss later, but for now, my priority is to get everything up and running first. Then, at least we talk about accountability, whatever. But the way he answers is
yeah, that's why I didn't like the way he responded. Because when he said, we empathize, we understand that people are having trouble going to work, I was listening to it and I'm like, no, man, I don't feel it at all. Yeah. It's just lip service.
Yeah, it's we are very sorry.
Yeah. It's just lip service. It's we're very sorry, but in the heart, when people are sorry.
And so the timeliness. He's not. Yeah, in terms of timeliness, like for me, I expect him to be the first to make a statement about this issue. Yeah. Before anyone else.
Yeah. You're the caretaker government. Yeah. Right? Whatever happens, if it's okay, and then here's another thing, right? If he says that it is public safety is the utmost priority, right? Right? Okay. If there was an issue, right? If it is the utmost priority, right, then you stop campaigning. Yeah, you should stop, come to KL, and get to the bottom of it. Yes. Okay, speaking of safety, we've heard a lot of about a lot of sad news lately. Also, there's one case, this lady, right, she got robbed while walking out because she couldn't take the train. She was walking and then she got robbed. I think her bag was snatched and she lost her laptop. And there's one guy who said that he walked almost 20 kilometers just to get to work. So 20 kilometers. Yes, imagine that. It's like half marathon. Some even joke for KL marathon, hey, ask organizers, can you start counting from my journey from home? Yeah. That's also another good thing about Malaysians. When we go through all these hardships, then we try to find some humor in it. I think it's a coping mechanism but it's sad this is terrible. Yes, it is terrible. I mean, it's not to say that when something when a catastrophe happens anywhere in the world, right? They will do, not anywhere in the world, in developed nations, right? They will do a very thorough investigation. There will be like a committee, blah 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 blah.
A special task force to look into it.
To really look into it, and then come out with the report, and then say, okay, these are the things that we're going to do. That's not gonna that will prevent this from happening. This one is just lip service. At the back of my mind, right, what's happening is they're just fixing it, get it up and running as quickly as possible, because this is looking bad on my government.
Yep.
And
hopefully forget about it.
Hopefully people forget about it.
I think it's very easy to forget about it. Remember last time when everyone's complaining about the infrastructure failures at the stations, the Prime Minister announced, we're going to give 1 month free to everyone. It's like, giving free rides is not solving the actual problem, dude. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's a psychological thing that, okay, because they give you free, you can't complain. Why you complain something that's free?
No, I can't complain because it's your job.
Yeah, it's supposed to work, regardless it's free or not.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's like Band-Aid solution.
Hopefully this is going to change, right? Hopefully 19 November, you guys go out and vote. Hopefully something happens.
Yep.
Okay, so that's pretty much it. This is my time to remind you that we're also available on podcast. So if you want to listen to us while you're in LRT or walking 20 kilometers, you can just search for Let's Talk About on any of your favorite podcast platforms, and we're there. If you're watching us on YouTube, thanks very much for watching. If you like the show, give us a thumbs up. If you have some thoughts about what we talked about today, drop them in the comment section and let us know. If you have any suggestions about what topics for us to cover, let us know as well. We are very happy to hear from you. And yeah, I think that's pretty much. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And if you're listening to us on podcasts, we also want to hear from you. Drop us a voice note at
Let's Talk About at soyachincha.com.
Yeah, drop us a voice note and we'd be more than happy to hear from you guys. All right, that's pretty much it. This is me, Amin.
This is Alex.
Catch you guys later.
Bye.